Welcome to BP311's Weekday Sports Picks Make a Wednesday show, December 7th, 2022. It's currently 4:46 p.m. Eastern, live as I start this program. Meant to go live Tuesday night. Simply wasn't able to. So, circumstances beyond my control and whatnot. Some of the numbers have moved. As we know, everything in this business adjusts quickly. So I have updated everything. And let's start with the recap. It was dreadful. It was a shit show. It was absolutely terrible. We started off with a couple of wins. George Mason covers the 3 points, 81-77 against Hofstra. Just covering, but that's a win. Duke gets the job done, -4.5 against Ohio State, 81-72. And then the bottom fell out, guys. North Carolina +6.5 at Indiana was a no-go, 77-65 Hoosiers. In the NBA, we had the Bucks -6. Final score there, 109-103. That's a push. So the parlay didn't go for us with the T-Wolves and the Pacers both getting points, 3.5, 4.5 respectively. The Red Wings lost, so no money line victory there, losing to the Sabres 5-4 in a shootout. Oilers -1.5 at the Blackhawks was a 5-4 final, so they did not cover. Titans money line no go, 35-10 Eagles. We did get one win in the NFL on a field play. Browns -6 at the Texans, 27-14 Cleveland. The Chiefs lose the game to the Bengals, 27-24 as we were on the Chiefs money line. And the 3 system plays going 0-3 as well. Jets +3, no, 27-22 Vikings. Falcons +1.5 for money line, which I took. 1916 Steelers there. Colts +12.5. They get blown out at the end of what was a close game up until the fourth quarter, 54-19 Cowboys. So, you keep on chugging and you try to get back. Do I think my luck is changing? Yes. I'm not real super confident in that, to be honest with you. Saturday was good to me. I can't recall exactly why. I think the NHL mostly. Monday was good. Only because I had Taysom Hill first touchdown score 10 times. But otherwise, I was on the Saints, and they blew it at the end. Last night, I won a lot of bets last night. The Hockey Picks channel went 3-1 on Tuesday night, so you want to check that out. All in all, though, I had so many bets out yesterday, I didn't win money. So you gotta pick your spots, and I gotta do that a little bit better. And we're gonna try to fine-tune this thing, get the train chugging along yet again. So here we are, 1-5 in the NFL last week, 1-2 on the field plays, 0-3 on the system. System now evening out at 15-14, just over 500. 2-1 in NCAA basketball last week. 0-1 with a single push in the NBA, officially 0-2 in the NHL. On this program last week, 3-8-1 last week overall. Just not going to get it done. Season 2, 71-91-2. Very transparent. No solo cup today. It's a little early. But I got to get this stuff out because some of these plays are tonight, and one of them starts in an hour and a half. So let's start with college basketball. As we usually do here on the program, I just got one play for you today, and I know that the Spartans have not been great lately, and I'm not a Sparty guy. I'm a Wolverine guy. They've been worse. To be honest. But the Spartans have lost some big games lately. They haven't looked very good, losing 4 out of their last 5 games. I think tonight's a get-right spot opportunity. I don't think Penn State's that good. I saw Penn State struggle with a Furman team in some kind of early season tournament a few weeks ago. I think the Spartans are going to get right tonight and get the game and get the job done. I took Sparty +155 on the money line at Penn State, game on 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Big Ten Networks. Lock that in now if you like it, guys, because only about 90 minutes until tip-off on that one. We move now quickly over to the NBA side of things. Let's do that. So this has been changed a couple times. Last night I was going to tell you to take the Raptors up to -3.5. Of course, the line comes out at -9.5, and now it's up to 12.5 points for Toronto over LA, not touching the game. So also last night I took the Warriors -2 at the Jazz. Come to find out this morning that Curry and Green are out. I knew that Wiggins was out. That wasn't concerning to me. But Steph Curry and Draymond Green being out is, and I think that's probably a loss. But that's an unofficial, transparent kind of deal. Don't take it. I changed my bet this morning to Celtics -2 at the Suns, 10 o'clock ESPN. Now it's flipped over to Celtics +1. I would grab the Celtics on the money line here at FanDuel -104. I think that Boston gets the job done in Phoenix tonight. I know that Chris Paul is now probable. You got reverse line movement on the game as all the money had came in early on Boston, and now all of a sudden Chris Paul's status changes to probable, and the line flips. Even though 61% of the bets make up 76% of the money on the Celtics, are the public right, wrong, indifferent? We're going to find out tonight. I'm on the Celtics. So we'll switch now to the NHL. Get on the ice. Nothing in the PGA for me right now. 2 games in the NHL tonight, so I've successfully predicted ties twice, 2 out of 3 times between this show and the Hockey Pick Show on Flames games lately. We're trying that. We're trying that again. I looked at this game. I don't like how juiced the Flames are. I'm not going to take the Flames at the number here. I thought about taking it in regulation. Thought I couldn't trust that either. They're -155 on the money line currently. I think that was actually higher last night when I originally looked at this game. -1.5 is +169, but the Wild is a good team with a slightly better record. They come in 13-9-2, while the Flames are 12-10 in 3 games in Calgary. I think this has the potential to go to overtime, so I dropped it last night, laid +325 on regulation tie at Sports Illustrated Sportsbook. You can still get that number pretty close, +320 currently. Wild at Flames to tie in regulation. Sports Illustrated +320, 8 p.m. game on ESPN+. And the second and final NHL pick for this show for this week is going to be Wednesday night as well. Coyotes at Oilers. I'm taking the Oilers on the puck line again. -115 currently at DraftKings. Games on 9:30 T and ESPN Plus. My mistake. I like the Oilers here. The Coyotes are shit, and I think Edmonton can cover, even though they didn't last week for us against the Blackhawks. I think they will this time against the Coyotes. Oil. We'll recap everything at the end for you as well. I'm not going to give anything on NCAA football this week. I took the under 33.5 in the Army-Navy game. I'll tell you that straight up. It's not an official play. It's an idea. I'm not going to take credit for it, win, lose, or push as far as the Season 2 record is concerned. I've kind of gotten away from giving out college football plays, and I've kind of gotten away from taking them, to be completely honest with you, because it was a very bad season for me in college football as far as wins and losses, as far as profitability. It just wasn't there. So I think Michigan has what it takes to potentially win the whole thing this year. Most people say it's Georgia. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I know that I expect us to beat TCU. I don't know about covering 9.5 points. I'm not betting this game. I'm actually not betting on any college football games, probably. I'm not going to bet on any Michigan games going forward. Okay, I'm going to sit there and watch as a fan. They're favored by 9.5 against TCU, and then we'll see what happens between Ohio State and Georgia, and hopefully we are in the national championship for the first time in several years with an opportunity. If you're there, you have an opportunity to win it. I don't care if it's Georgia. I don't care if it's a pissed off, vengeful Ohio State team. So we'll just see what happens. Watching as a fan on that front, so we're going to get right into it. The meat and potatoes of the program, the NFL play, including the system picks. Now, I know the system picks have been bad. Quite frankly, the NFL picks have been bad. So I'm trying to right the ship, pick my spots. There was a lot of plays this week the system liked. Of course, you know I have the authority to overrule them and not put my money on teams that I can't put my money on. No change here. I'm going to go through all the games for you, as I always do, tell you what I have as a number, what the book has as a number. If it's not a 4-point swing, I don't take it. And there are a couple of field plays this week, just 2. Well, there's 4 system plays. One I'm calling a hybrid flex because I took it and decided not to take the spread, but to take the money line instead for good reason on a low spread type game. We'll get to that at the end because that is the Monday Night Football play. Starting out on Thursday night, Raiders at Rams. Las Vegas -4 is my number. Las Vegas -6 is the book number. No play. We go on a Sunday, 1 o'clock slate. Texans at Cowboys. Dallas laying 16.5 points here. And that fits the system. You know, getting 16.5 with Houston plus 16.5 fits the system. I'm not taking the Houston Texans. I don't put my money on the Houston Texans. I did it once, and I'm not going to do it again. You might get me to put a free bet on Sunday afternoon on their money line if it looks like they have a chance to do something, which I've done before over at PointsBet, which you can get there at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. But actual money doesn't go in the Texans for me. Jeff Morton's in the building. BP, happy to see you. I can't stay. Got to get the kids right now. We're watching later. We're trying something with SGA. Keep it profitable. See you, Jeff. Thanks for hopping in, stopping by. SGA's been, you got to pick your spots with him. I was really, really hyped on him early in the season and taking, everything and not exactly what the props are. I would adjust the numbers. I would adjust the points to where I was comfortable with him. Usually I would take the points. 2 threes, 4 assists and 3 rebounds or something like that. Jeff's getting in there with some blocks and some steals. Maybe we can get Jeff to throw us out the SGA play later on. Maybe he can put it on Discord. I'm on the Wagers Lounge Discord. I'm also on Tanner and the Coach Discord, so check those out. You'll see extra unofficial plays, live plays, stuff sometimes earlier and more often. First touchdown scorers, first goal scorers in the NHL, first basket in the NBA. Quite frankly, yeah. Okay, so I got a first basket play in the NBA. This is a feel. This is an idea. I don't even know why I still got the NFL. NFL banner up. All right, we're going to run back to this real quick. And this is an idea because I'm not going to tell you this is an official play. It's going to go towards or against the system. I did take Jason Tatum, first basket scorer, plus 500 tonight. And I took it to Bet Rivers. They changed the insurance on Wednesday nights. So they have the insurance on Sunday Night Football, first touchdown scorer, up to $25. If they score later in the game, get your stake back if they don't score the first. It's the same thing in the NHL on Tuesdays over there. Bet Rivers up to 25. If they score a goal later in the game and not the first goal, get your stake back. Now, Wednesday in our NBA, it used to be the player you bet on had to score 25 points for you to get your stake back. And I didn't like that so much because half the time I'm betting on guys that are not going to be the top number 1 or 2 scorer of the team to get the first basket. Sometimes a big guy, he'll win the tip, pass the ball, get it right back to him. It was Rudy Gobert most time. Didn't work out for me the way it should have. I know his percentage is just one of the highest in the league, and just the nights that I took him, it didn't pan out. But they changed it now to the insurance on Wednesday night NBA first basket score is if the team scores 120 points. Is it better? Is it worse? I guess, is it kind of a lot? Maybe. Boston scores the most points of any team in the NBA. I looked that up. They do win about 58% of the tips. And usually it's either Tatum or Brown who go for the first basket. If it's them, I took Tatum. His odds were better, plus 500. And you can get that insured up to $25 at Bet Rivers tonight if your team scores 120. So take anybody you want. I took Tatum. That's just a sprinkle idea for you if you want to get crazy. We were in the middle of some NFL stuff, but I got thrown off track, so let's try and bring it back and reel it back in. Okay, so we did Houston and Dallas. Houston plus 16.5 fits the system. I overruled it. I will not put my money on the Texans. You do what you want. Browns and Bengals in Cincinnati. My number is Cincinnati -4. Book number Cincinnati -6. It's not a system play, and quite frankly, I think it's time for the Bengals to get brought back to reality. They're not as good as they've been playing recently. I don't think they're going back to the Super Bowl. I think beating the Chiefs was kind of a fluke. Chiefs kind of been on a little bit of a slump lately, especially in scoring the last 2 weeks, even though they won the game before that. I want the Browns here, and I took the Browns on the money line at plus 155. Currently, I'm seeing that at plus 226 over at Bet Rivers. So, look, I think that Myles Garrett can get after Joe Burrow. And I think that that's going to be the key to victory here. You got the best edge rusher in the league against a cocky quarterback in the pocket. If they run Nick Chubb like they should and Garrett is effective at getting at Joe Burrow, the Browns can win this game, and it's a value play on the money line. It's a field play. A first official play this week, Browns plus 226 money line at the Bengals. Sunday 1 o'clock slate. Now, Jets, Bills, my number is Buffalo -5. Books with Buffalo -9. Jets +9 fits the system. And I've been riding with the Jets a lot this season on the system plays. I'm not doing this one. I've got enough other plays that fit the system later on in the slate, and I'm not feeling it with the Jets right now. Mike White. I'd almost rather have the veteran guy, Joe Flacco, in there, if I'm being completely honest. And just with Breece Hall gone, it's just not the same Jets team as we used to see earlier in the season. So there you go. So Jets +9 fits the system. I overrule it. I'm not taking it. Eagles, Giants, Philly -6, my number. Philly -7 is book number. No play there. First official system play of the week that I am going to take, and it's going against my Titans here. And quite frankly, the Titans are better as a dog. When they're favored, and on top of that, they ain't looked great lately. Jacksonville, -1 is my number. They got Tennessee as a 4 or 4.5 point favorite in Nashville, Music City. Jacksonville +3.5 would have been a system play last night. Jacksonville +4 almost everywhere right now is a system play. Jacksonville +4.5 is where I grabbed it. -118 is what it's shown over at Fox, but only place still showing a 4.5 number. It peaked at that point and has dropped back down to 4 at most books now. But that's system play number 1, officially. We move on to system play number 2, and then just the next game, Vikings at Lions. This is a weird one, guys. It just is. Vikings start out as a 2.5 point favorite. The line flips 100%, vice versa to the Lions being a 2.5 point favorite. I know it's in Ford Field. I don't really care. My number is Minnesota -2. You're giving me 2.5 points with the Vikings, and I'm going to take it. There you go. System play number 2, Vikings +2.5. What changed? I mean, I guess you're going to have to see sharp money coming in. What other what else could it be? So let me just take a look here for you. I know that Jameson Williams is supposed to make his debut, a guy that's never played in the NFL, coming off a big injury and a surgery. The Lions are getting like all the money. 95% of the money on 47% of the bets. The injury reports for both teams pretty big, but nobody like Kirk Cousins or Justin Jefferson or Dalvin Cook or anything that would flip this line the way it has. Just the money came in, and the public are just hammering Detroit all of a sudden, and everybody's excited about Jameson Williams. I don't know what we're going to see from him in game 1 of his career in the NFL. I live in Michigan. I watch a lot of Lions games. When they start to get to be the favorite, when they start to get some steam behind them, they shit the bed. Historically, that's what happens. And this is not me saying this is not even a field play. This is a system play. Go by the numbers. You see what Minnesota's done this season. You see what Detroit's done this season. You see how many points each team's putting up, how many points each team is giving up. The Lions are the worst defense in the league. Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook and so on and so forth. Adam Thielen, he's got weapons everywhere. Not saying that Goff doesn't. Neither quarterback is great. But if I had to choose who I wanted on my team, between the two, it'd be Kirk Cousins. And it ain't prime time, so I ain't got to worry about that. Vikings +2.5 system play, number 2 officially for Week 14. Moving on, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and here's system play number 3. You've got Pittsburgh laying 2.5 points. I'll take the Ravens +2.5. Every metric, every category, they're the better team. And if Lamar is out, which it sounds like he is, it's not the end of the world for me because Huntley isn't that bad. And I know Pittsburgh has a great coach. Look, both teams have a great coach. Harbaugh's a mastermind in and of himself. I think it's going to come down to who's more clever. And I think Tomlin, his best days are behind him, while Harbaugh's best days may still be ahead of him. Ravens +2.5, system play number 3. Moving on, going over the next couple of games here. Another overruled one. You got KC at Denver. KC -3 is my number. KC -9 is the book number. System fits a +9.5 now to get points with the Broncos. I'm overruling that. I can't put my money on Denver. They're the worst scoring team in the league, although they're the second best defense. There's 2 schools of thought here. The Chiefs have been less than what they're used to doing. They've done a lot less on offense the last few weeks. They won a couple weeks ago. They lose to the Bengals. They just haven't looked the same recently. Kelsey getting double and triple teamed. Mahomes maybe losing a little confidence here. I'm not sure what it is. Do the Bengals just have his number? I don't know. My thought is the Chiefs are going to bounce back here, and they're going to beat them up, and they're going to blow them out, despite how good Denver's defense has been this season. Because the other side of it is, can Denver stop them? How many times can they stop them? And where do their points come from? Because their offense is just lackluster. So the system says take Denver in the 9.5. I personally would take the Chiefs here, but I'm not comfortable winning that many points. So my thought is, if you want to play this game, throw the Chiefs money line and do a teaser. Do Chiefs minus 6.5. Do Chiefs alternate line, whatever you want to do. No play in the system on this one. We're moving on. It fits, and I've overruled it. Carolina at Seattle. Seahawks minus 3 is my number. Seahawks minus 3.5 is the book number. We're lining right up there pretty much. I'm going to say no play there. Moving on to Tampa and San Francisco. My number is the Niners minus 4. Book says Niners minus 3.5. Pretty much sinking up there. No play. Miami and LA Chargers. This is a field play. Field play number 2 and final for the week 14 slate. Miami minus 3 is my number. The book says Miami minus 3 as well. We are syncing up in that aspect, but I go outside the numbers sometimes and just think for myself, what do I think is going to happen? And I think that the Chargers are going to find a way to squeak this thing out. I'm on Chargers money line. Took it at plus 100. You can now get it at plus 145 over at BetRivers. Of course, this game is Sunday Night Football, 8:20 NBC Sunday night, and that leaves us with just the Monday night game, which I alluded to earlier. Patriots at Cardinals in Phoenix. New England minus 4 is my number. New England's minus 1.5 for the book number. Patriots minus 1.5 fits the system. You want to take the points? You want to lay the points, rather? Do it. I'll take the money line minus 125 currently at BetRivers. Plus minus 124 at BetRivers. 1% difference. I'll take the Patriots on the money line. I call it a hybrid play. It fits the system with the spread, but I'd rather just protect myself a little bit here. Crazier things have happened in the NFL than a 1-point victory. Give me the Patriots on the money line. So at this point, we're going to recap the plays for Week 14 in the NFL, the plays for Wednesday night in the NBA, NCAA, and the NHL. Okay, the rundown. In the NCAA, Michigan State money line plus 155 at MGM. They play Penn State 6:30 Eastern, Big Ten Network, an hour and 20 minutes from tip-off. Also Wednesday night in the NBA, Celtics money line minus 104 at FanDuel at the Suns, 10 o'clock ESPN. In the NHL, Wild at Flames plus 320 regulation tie at Sports Illustrated 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Also in the NHL Wednesday night, Oilers minus 1.5 puck line minus 115 at DraftKings. They're playing the Coyotes in Edmonton, 9:30 p.m. ESPN Plus. And then we go to the NFL. 2 field plays. 1, Browns money line plus 226 at BetRivers at the Bengals, 1 o'clock CBS Sunday. Sunday Night Football, Chargers money line plus 145 at BetRivers, 8:20 NBC. They play the Dolphins in LA at SoFi Stadium. And then the NFL system plays for Week 14. Got 4 of them for you. Jaguars plus 4.5, minus 118 at Fox Bet. Plus 4 at most places. They play the Titans in Nashville, Music City, 1 p.m. CBS Sunday. Vikings plus 2.5 at the Lions, 1 o'clock Fox Sunday. Ravens plus 2.5 at the Steelers in Pittsburgh, 1 o'clock CBS Sunday. And finally, Monday Night Football. Take the Patriots money line, minus 124 at BetRivers against the Cardinals in Phoenix, Arizona, 8:15 p.m. ESPN. That'll do it. Less than a half hour this week, gents. If there's any ladies out there. Appreciate you joining me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check me out on BP311's Hockey Picks as well. I'm also on TikTok and Facebook. We'll see you next week. Or you want Hockey Picks? Run over to the Hockey Picks channel. We'll probably see you tomorrow on that one. Keep it profitable.